I've had a few comments about this girl here, the Lara figure, on how to make her stand as well as like showing off some other things. Now when I did an unboxing, I just did a review on what she looked like, how she posed and stuff like that. So she's very much like these guys, like the figure arts. It's a very manly poser. Now most people can be kind of afraid of how like, little parts like the arms, the legs, etc, etc. So with Lara, the way of doing with a hand is never be afraid to kind of pull. Obviously don't rag it like really hard, but it's more about the ball joints. Now if I take her arm off like that, see, I'm now taking it. She has what you call, like, I like to call them like pirate hands. Now when doing this, you can, obviously you have to get the right arm for it. So when I've taken a hand like that, I need to make sure that that's the right one. So that is for the other hand. So you have to match them up. So that one there would be a better one. Now when putting them on, you have to make sure that they kind of click. So that's kind of, it's not even on, so. So that's more kind of on. So when looking at her hands, so you can turn it around at any point and have the ball in. It does come off, so let's just try putting back her other hand. Just want to see what how that felt. Okay. So when moving a hand up and down, it kind of clicks. Now the way I found it is, you probably won't be able to see this on the figure, but we'll try. Just around here, there's a small line. It's kind of where the joint goes. The way that is where the little knob thingy, with the little thing, it kind of moves. So if we put a hand in, it should kind of align up. Now, yeah, so it kind of looks a lot different as a hand out. It looks like just her wrist there. So with standing, it's all about weight. When posing them in different sections, it's all about weight distribution. So if the figure keeps falling down like that, I always adjust it. Now her boots, unlike say figure arts here, where you have like say a ball joint here, so you can adjust like the toe. So if he's standing on anything, you can just adjust the weight of the boot, so he does stand up. With Lara it's kind of the same, but her shoes don't move. It's always about positioning. So if you want to put it in like say a striking pose, let's say let's put her like that, you'd have to kind of adjust the foot. This is failing. Correctly. Now each person will have the different pose. Now these normally to me they stay in the box because it's like I'm finding it. Now you can click her legs together so that they do it, but it's all about positioning. I'd forgotten what she's like. I think this is the reason why I don't like the play arts. So she can stand her out. Now if you're going to pose her, say with a shotgun, find out which hand you want first. Obviously because she's kind of pointing, actually no, that is more of the, how I find, if she's got a closed hand, so like the one that she has on there, that looks like it should have a gun, that's possibly the best sort of hand movement you're going to go. Now you can either put it in the figure Or, oh, apparently I took out the ball socket as well. Nice. Normally you can take off the hand. Always, it's up to you which way you want to do it. I normally take the hands off and then add in the feature, because then you're not really messing with the model. But sometimes these don't actually go in, or is that all really different? So it could be better for this one to have the axe. She starts off with a shotgun, then the hand, and now she's going for the axe. So it's not the best, but you guys kind of get a feel for it after a while. So can you move the axe? Oh, you can't move the axe back. It's really how you guys want these things. Me personally, I normally just have the figures. Ah, there we go. So yeah. So the way I did that was I kind of, rather than putting it that way, I put it in slanted. So I'll show you here. So, oh, I don't know if you can see. Right, so I'm just going to adjust this so you can see. Okay. Yeah, slightly better. Okay, so basically you take that and you kind of put it in. Now, people do it that way, but I just found that if you did it this way, so you put it in like this. So it's not that way, and then you just turn it. So literally her finger is going wrapping around there. So let's adjust this back. So then you put this back into her hand and it clicks. So there you go. She has now the pickaxe, or the battle axe, whichever you call it. I can't remember the name at the moment. So now it just adjusted her feet. So as I say, it's all about weight. It's all about weight and how it is. So there we go. So you can pose it in any way. Normally what I recommend is when you actually find a pose that you like, keep her in it. Because, I mean, I'm using like kind of like a slippy table, like a really soft table, so it's not the best. Depending on your surface, it works a lot better. So she now has a pickaxe, and then for this hand, which one works best? It might just be default hand. Yeah. Yeah, so with that hand, I have put the shotgun in. So very, very similar. So you can see that the hand, as long as the finger goes into the hole, you're absolutely fine. So again, the way I did it is very, very simple. Is you get the thing, you put it in sideways, so it kind of fits into a hand, like so. And then just adjust it so the finger goes straight through. Okay, then when you're ready, pop it straight back in, adjust it to what you want. So that's clicked. You'll hear a small clicking. After a while, normally with these toys they take a while to kind of put in properly. So she's not going to hold that. Gangster pose. I'm not very kind of good with posing these models at times. To me, it's more like after a while I'll kind of make it look cool, or I'll study what's the art style on the box. So as I say, it's all about weight proportion, because if you have too much of her with one hand, she'll fall over to the side, but it's literally the way you do it. So obviously then you can add in the extras, put the gun inside, and then do it from that way. So there was another thing about having a bow and arrow. So you take the bow and arrow out. That's not coming out of the bag. Yeah, someone said that the instructions aren't that bad. I normally don't look at the instructions because when I've collected the figure arts, like they've all been in Japanese, so I've never really looked at them. Okay, so it's all about finding the right hands to go with Lara and her axe, her bow. So let's have a look. Is that one? This is actually quite weird because normally you'd think they'd have a hand for the bow. One thing I've noticed is you have to be careful, because I just started pulling the bow and it looks like the hand joint comes off, or it might come off. So just be careful with that when you're playing with your figure or when you're posing it, because if it breaks, obviously then can't be anything bad. I can't turn around and say don't do it. It's up to you, but I can't say, oh my god, Mark, your video made me break my model, blah blah blah. I know you wouldn't say it, people wouldn't say that, but it's just making sure. Now, looking at the hands, it's very weird. I don't know which one goes with it. I guess it's just finding the right hand. I think it's one of the bandages ones that wraps it around, which I've just dropped. And how did that go? Oh, actually, does it turn around and say in the instructions? Oh, it does tell you in the instructions. Apparently, it is this one. It is that one. As saying, it is this hand here. Let's just autofocus that back. So apparently from the instructions, there we go. Right. Okay. To get the hand like this, alright, you have to kind of, in a way, I think, wedge it. I put it straight in the middle and just basically let the small finger, which is that one, hook onto the bottom, and then the top finger just basically rest it. As long as it's wedged between the thumb, you're absolutely fine. So we can set the autofocus on. I don't like autofocusing. Okay. So then that's when you take Lara's hand here, and rather than pulling it off the pivot, you need to pull it off at the top, at the ball end. Oh, okay. As I said, that's, if you have to be careful, because if that happens, macro lens. Now, I've just pulled that off, so looks like she's got like a micro hand. It's easy enough to fix. Just put it back in the hole. So let's pull that off. Obviously it's not broken the figure because obviously nothing's snapped off. It's just basically the way it is. And then you put in her hand, force it down. Yeah. And then obviously you can position her any way you want with the arrow. Obviously, because I'm not going to be posing it, I don't know the best way of putting the arrow, or I just put the arrow in her backpack or her shotgun quiver thingy. Yeah. I mean, you get the general gist of it. So if you want to pose it like on the cover or whatnot, you can do. But then again, with these sorts of figures, they're not meant to grip. Unlike the figure arts, where their hands are completely different for all. There we go. Let's put cocoa red. He's like, "You're not getting it back, Lara. I have this now." But yeah, obviously each toy is different, so you could turn around and have her. Let's put him down there. Let's just have a look if that would fit back in the other hand. If it fits better in there. So, bet it does. I bet it does. So again, put it at the top. Push it all the way down. And make sure it's okay. Yeah, no, it is the other hand. I think that's pretty much it, to be honest, guys. Now that that's been kind of come off. I might have to contact Square and be like, hey, you figure. I found that you can put it in between her finger. Can't even see. So you can put it in between her finger, have a hand down with the bow and arrow, and then she can. Yeah, it's up to you how you want to pose it. She's kind of like wanting to write it like calligraphy to me. But you have the chance of posing whatever you want her to. Again, for me, she's just going to stay in the box. Because again, the play art figures, they're very nice and very detailed, but not very poseable. And as soon as they all start clicking, it's hard to get them back into the pose. Like back into the box pose. Where I prefer just to have the just having it click and just having it in the box like that. Yeah, so let me know if you want me to do any more or if you want to see any more. Me personally, yes, I do like it, but it stays in the box. Yeah, so let's. So as you can see, it was not afraid to kind of be holding a roughly type thing, because obviously, as someone says, like when you put it in the unboxing videos, people are like, oh, being afraid. But there you go, guys. I'm going to put it back in a box, and just let me know if this is any helpful. If you want me to cover any more about it, Lara, and then yeah. So posing is the thing. Just make sure you get, as I say, if you're going to make her stand up straight, just make sure you get the feet right. Because if you liked it that way, she's not gonna. Oh right, she is gonna stay like that. Oh, there we go. Different poses. So maybe they. All right. But yeah, just remember you can move her in different poses. Let's have a look. So yeah. Remember, you can have it in different poses, and I shall see you guys later.